Hello there, everybody. Sabat92 aka Nightmare, and welcome back to the Rising of the Shield Hero. Now, I know we kind of had a little bit of a bit of an extra week-long wait, but that was mostly due to the holidays. I'm sure everybody understands that, and thankfully, I remember everything that happened last time. Last episode, or not last episode, but last week, the main character got a new partner named Raftalia. I believe that was her name. And by acquire, I guess technically that means she's part of the slave trade. On top of that, we also got a bit of how the slave system works with a sort of seal that kind of makes it to where if he gives a command, she has to follow it. And it got to show a little bit of that with some of the encounters trying to get her to fight, which we also learned about shared experience, which was something that I thought it kind of concerned me in the first episode, but thankfully the second episode kind of explored that a little bit. Because that woman was not really in his Naofumi's party, he did not gain any experience from any of the kills that she landed. However, because I'm guessing that Raftalia is now in his party, despite being a slave. Although, judging by the way the story is formatting, it's not so much that's not the relationship, obviously. But because of that, she's able to fight, and also he's able to more effectively get experience. So their coordination in battle is actually pretty good. Him being the defender and her being the attacker. It's interesting. I like that. Although I have this sick feeling that the whole slave system might play into more episodes. I mean, I don't know, I feel a little iffy about that. On a more positive note, it looks like Raftalia and Naofumi are, it seems like a bit of a very stable and healthy sort of relationship despite her being a slave. He doesn't treat her like a slave, in a way, thankfully. Also, despite Raftalia being a demi-human, I noticed that she was aging rather rapidly. And I'm assuming that has to do with her level of sorts. I'm just assuming. Because now I'm guessing she's just pretty much like him now. Or I assume. I mean, last episode, I think they were around like level 18, I believe. But anyway, going off from that, we got to experience what the first wave was like, and it was about as catastrophic as I thought it was going to be. They also managed to defend a village, got to see a dickhead of a knight, but thankfully some of the knights actually turned and assisted him, or not the captain, but the actual knights assisted Naofumi and Raftalia, which, that was great. Honest to goodness, I love that. Made me really happy. Also, yes, I was not mishearing things. That is the same voice actor as Gran Torino from My Hero Academia that was voicing the slave trader dude. I knew I recognized that voice, and I'm happy that I got that correct. Oh, another person, John Williamson. Thank you very much for explaining a little bit about this. Yes, I did ask about how the skill system works, and yeah, I think you kind of went into a bit of a detail here. But you also explained that I did want to know a little bit more about the game mechanics, and the anime doesn't really go too far into them, or at least not compared to. Oh, there were light novels. I think I might just read those after I'm done with this. But you kind of went into how how sort of the skill system sort of worked. And you said, by feeding material to the legendary weapons, new weapon forms are unlocked. Some can't be used if the wielder is too low level. Okay, so a large amount of the abilities have like level requirements. I think I remember there being a detail about that whenever I paused looking at some of the details during one of those little stat stuff. The stats of each form differ. The stats of the current form are added onto the base stats of the wielder. Even at level 70 plus, the shield's attack bonuses are only in double digits. Well, I mean, it is a shield. It's not a physical weapon. Even if it technically can be kind of, sort of. Oh, and I asked the difference between SP and MP. Apparently, wait. Yeah. I might be confusing them. Everybody apparently has MP, while heroes have SP, and only they're able to use it. Okay, so Thank you very much for explaining that. I apologize if I got that wrong. Now, since the first wave has gone by, the timer has reset, so I'm kind of curious. I wonder if it's going to explain the actual wait time between each wave. Like, as soon as the wave is over, like, when it starts. So, let's go ahead and throw ourselves back in then, shall we? Oh, I I think I'm really going to like this show. Now, admittedly, during that confrontation, I did get a little heated. I'll admit that. But now, kind of going back and looking at that entire situation, I can kind of understand how the royalty was like that. Actually, no, not really like that. How the whole situation kind of played out. And I think it really would have only... I mean, I'm wondering kind of like what that vision that he was seeing was. I think it might have been... Okay, so if I had to kind of look back at that, it might have something to do with that curse requirement. But I feel like the consistent stress that he has experienced while he's been inside this world had kind of clouded what he was seeing, resulting in him pretty much seeing immediately the worst possible outcome happen right before his eyes. And he could not see any of what was really happening. Also, give it up to Raftalia for finally bitch slapping that guy. Thank you very much for doing that. Maybe eventually that'll lead to some development of the spear hero and like, oh, shit, I think I might have been played this whole time. I don't know. There might be a possibility of that happening, but I'm not entirely sure. Now, kind of continuing and looking around with how everything's going, I'm just kind of... I don't know. There's something going on with that royal family, obviously. And I'm just worried. But, I mean, royalty has connections. There's a possibility that they could easily spread whatever misinformation that they want. The fact that this seemed to be a coordinated plot between the princess and the king, Okay, I think I have an idea about some motivations here. 1. Have the princess shack up with one of the heroes to curry favor with somebody. Maybe the Pope, possibly, since the Pope was just introduced? I mean, you could sire children with a hero, and then you'd have children of the hero. That would be greatly beneficial to keeping your power in a region or currying favor with other royal families or anything like that. So, shit, I don't know enough right now about what kind of motivations that these people could have. I mean, especially with the waves are concerned, for crying out loud. I don't know. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and jump into the next episode, and I think I'll see you guys there. Hello then, everybody. Saban92 Economimer, and now we're on episode 5 of The Rising of the Shield Hero. In the last episode, there was a bit of a banquet, a bit of a party to celebrate the success of the waves, single-digit casualties, hooray! And, mine, or Malty, decide to, well, kind of tell the spear hero about how Raftalia was a slave, thus resulting in a very interesting duel. Partially, from the way that the duel was framed, if Malty had not interfered with any wind magic, the shield, Naofumi would have been able to beat Matoya. God damn it. His name is such a weird one. But, I feel like the shield hero would have won. I mean, he was a defensive unit, but he was actually able to use his abilities in prison and stuff like that, as well as the fact that he can pretty much have, like, monster pets because they can't freaking hurt him. Which is, I think that's, like, one of the best things right there. I think if there was no interference, he would obviously have won. However, because of Mind's interference, that caused him to lose. Not to mention the royalty declaring illegitimately that the Spear Hero won, and not a single person in the audience defended him. And now, I'm not entirely. We had a little bit of an interesting moment where Naofumi was obviously pissed off. But we got a little thing about a curse requirement being met, which automatically that brings me some intrigue. Like I'm trying to formulate like, okay, what kind of shield would require a curse to be unlocked? And also, what kind of abilities would that shield have? I think I was about to get the cut or kind of a glimpse of it because there are all those red veins around Naofumi's eyes and such, or just on his head. So, if I had to take a guess, I'm probably going to use Fire Emblem as an example. The Devil class weapons. They're extremely powerful weapons, but they always have a chance of costing. Well, actually, from my experience of the Devil weapons, they're the Devil weapons where they will damage the wielder instead of the enemy, or they will just over time damage the wielder. So I'm just going to kind of go with that, maybe. Maybe that shield, or the one that required a curse, might have like some sort of negative side effect. I mean, usually whenever you think of curse or dark, there's always going to be some negative side effect to the one wielding it. Usually, unless you got antagonist plot armor. But anyway, we got to see a very good moment with Raphtalia finally just kind of calming him down. Also bitch slapping the spear hero. And we actually got, and ironically, the sword and the bow hero actually came to Naofumi's defense, which, good on them. I'm happy that they did that. I mean, they might still be against him, but hey, that gets them some bonus points. That gets them some favor points, as well as calling out the spear hero, like, dude, you say that even though you can see what they're doing right now, referring to Naofumi and Raphtalia. But yeah, I'm not entirely sure, though, if that vision of the slave mark being removed is... I think it was real because it did show that screen about how the contract was nulled and that showed her name getting removed from his party, I assume. So I wonder how they're going to be able to do that. I mean, are they going to have to, like, reapply a slave seal or something like that? Or is there some way to kind of, like, make it to where she can effectively join his party rather than have a slave seal? I don't know. I'm still kind of learning how this world works. But, yeah. Also, we learned how the demi-humans work. As they level up, they get older. So, okay, that kind of explains quite a bit. Also, the princess showed a bit of a sign. I should have brought this up earlier. The princess kind of showed a bit of a sign calling her a damned demi-human. Makes me kind of wonder if she's, like, racist against demi-humans, which, actually, you know, Raphtalia did mention that demi-humans do have a bit of a bad rap. Because of, I guess, one of the details being that they age with their level or something like that. So that kind of makes me wonder if that's just the old style, or that's just the old, like, oh, this is just a general consensus in this particular world, or she has, like, this absolute hatred or loathing for demi-humans in general. But anyway, after that very hectic evening of sorts, let's just kind of see what happens from now. So they reapplied the slave crest as a sort of symbol devotion. They bought an egg. That egg hatched into an adorable little chicken sort of creature. A filiolial, filiolial. God damn it. But they named it Philo. Named it Philo, damn it. And it seemed to sort of function very similar to a actual demi-human. As it leveled up, it changed its appearance and got bigger. Okay. Okay. And then in the village that they decide to stay in, what happens? Oh yes, the spear hero and the wench suddenly Malty, her name, Malty. She shows up, try to make it extremely expensive to even enter or leave the village. Whenever the village is still rebuilding, for God's sake, and the spear hero doesn't see anything wrong with that. This place is rebuilding, my dude. Stop thinking with your bottom brain and start thinking with your top brain. Which, good job on Philo hitting his bottom brain quite effectively. Good job. But right at the beginning of the episode, we got to see a queen. I'm assuming she's a queen. She looked like royalty. And she had like these weird little assassins. Apparently, I'm assuming they're assassins. I just assume. And then they were keeping an eye on the shield hero Naofumi for quite some time. Apparently. And they were actually being kind of quite helpful, really. I'm of the mind that on that paper that was given to Malty, they probably said, oh, by the way, the shield hero, this is his village now. And she wanted to say, let's race to own it. And throughout the entire race, she did everything she could to cheat, but she still lost. And I don't know if the spear hero is just being willfully ignorant or he knows that they're cheating. I do not know. But, I think the best part is whenever they tried to point out that she was the one cheating, I think that was actually quite satisfying seeing those little ninja people just suddenly pop up and like, oh, by the way, we know that you were cheating. We also have been keeping tabs on the shield hero and Raftalia. There's no possible way that they could have been the one cheating. So get wrecked, bitch. You know? I don't know. I wonder what their motivations are. Why is the queen why is this queen lady? I'm just, until I know what her name is, I'm just going to refer to her as the queen. Why is the queen being so helpful toward the shield hero? I wonder what her motivations are. What does she know that, I don't know. I'm going to go with my theory that she knows that there's some sort of corruption going on in that other kingdom. So that's kind of what I've been thinking about. That's what I think, at least. Again, it was another episode of pure satisfaction. Not only did he defend the village, but the village also defended him. That was, oh, so good. That feels really good. That hits you right in the warm spots right there. And then the episode ended with that chicken not only becoming larger, but also transforming into a naked little girl with angel wings. Yeah. I'm not even shocked at this point. Even though honestly I did get shocked. So that makes me wonder, is she a demi-human too? She was in a little egg. How she become a human? This requires more questions. This requires more answers as well. Oh, by the way, happy 2020, everybody. Holy shit, this is certainly the best way to start off 2020. Chicken that turns into naked girl. Brilliant. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'm really loving the show. I can't wait to watch more of it, so I think I'll see you guys in the next episode then. She naked. Hello there everybody, Sabato92 here, and if you like this video, be sure to let me know in the comments down below. And hey, if you guys like my content, then maybe you'd like to check out another channel who I think deserves equal attention. So click that nightmare emblem and check out that channel, or go to the links in the description down below. Once again, thank you, and I'll see you guys in the next video.